Investors in People has all-party support and the backing of the C.B.I. and the TUC. But why do we need it, and how can you get it?
Brian Redhead reports.
The only way to make a better job of work is to make a better use of people. That, in a sentence, is what investing in people is all about. And the benefits are obvious. It's more productive, it's more profitable, and it makes people happy at work. Real job satisfaction. So, what do you have to do to become an investor in people? Well, first of all, you have to be seriously committed to the idea that people really matter, and you have to put that commitment in writing. Then you have to have a very clear vision of the future of your business, which you can share with everybody in the business and which they can all understand and act upon. And then you have to provide the right training and development for all your staff, including yourself, and you have to have a proper method of measuring the effectiveness of that training. And then your local training and enterprise council, the local tech, can arrange to assess your business to find out if you are doing everything according to the new national standard. And if you are, then you can call yourself, and they will certainly call you, an investor in people. But why does it matter? Why is it important to be an investor in people? Well, my answer is, of course, that it's not just desirable, it's essential. But you don't have to take my word for it. I've been round the country talking to a great many people in the world of work who know all about it. For instance, the Troubleshooter, Sir John Harvey-Jones.
Investors in people, in my view, is absolutely vital for British business. And British business is vital for the future of every citizen in this country. We are not world competitive enough. And we're not world competitive, frankly, because we don't make the best use of our people. They're not adequately trained, they're not developed, they're not adequately educated. I believe the reality of life is that any decent company in this country is going to have to be an investor in people, if only because they won't attract the brightest and best unless they are.
The director of the Industrial Society, Rhiannon Chapman.
The benefits of being an investor in people are potentially enormous. It's probably the single most relevant thing any organisation can do to improve its effectiveness. A very high proportion of any business's operating costs are its people costs, typically somewhere between 40 and 80% of total operating costs. So if we're not getting the right return from that investment, we are not being competitive as a business.
The president of the Amalgamated Engineering and Electrical Union, Bill Jordan.
Investors in people are supported by trade unions because it recognises that unless we train, enhance the skills, we won't bring out the full talents that are there on the shop floor. And unless we have a national approach to the enhancement of skills at work, Britain is going to continue to lag behind.
The Director General of the Confederation of British Industry, the C.B.I, Howard Davies.
The key thing about investors in people is that it is a rigorous standard. Going through the process of becoming an investor in people is not easy. It's very rewarding. We're doing it at the moment at the C.B.I. It is a demanding process which forces you to think about each person in your organisation, what they can offer to the organisation, and what you need to give them in terms of skills and training to get the best out of them.
And if we don't invest in people?
Well, if we don't compete in the world on the basis of our skills, then there's only two other choices. One, you can compete on price, which means our wages get lower and lower and we get poorer and poorer, or other, you can stop competing, which means we are condemned to high and lasting unemployment. The alternative to upskilling our people via investors in people is a very dismal prospect indeed.
So we've got to do it.
We have to do it.
And what will happen to you if you don't invest in your people? I put that question to a man who has researched that with great care, Professor Cary Cooper of the Manchester School of Management.
Well, if you don't invest in your people, then in the end, it affects your profits. And how does it affect your profits? It affects your profits because you get sickness absence, you get premature labor turnover, you get a whole range of stress-related illnesses, and ultimately you get poor productivity, or no productivity at all, or poor quality. So really, you have to look after people. It's absolutely vital.
When you come out of a place and you say, that's the way to employ people. What have you seen?
Okay, we've done research on probably 25,000 people in a whole range of different jobs. When I go into a workplace, I kind of get a feeling almost immediately that this is a good organization, that there's something right about the people management. And some of the characteristics of the good place are that people are let to get on with the job. They're told what ultimately the objective is, the task, the goal, and let to get on with it. They're not bothered. They're allowed to get on with it because basically everybody's been trained up from shop floor to top floor. The atmosphere is right. People are involved. You never hear them talk about the boss, the bad boss. They don't talk about them and us. They talk about us working together as a group, as a team. And that comes, in my view, from the top, from the management style and the training and the people training of the people at the top.
So it is a genuine investment.
It's a genuine investment, a bottom line investment. This is a bottom line. You'll never convince senior managers about anything unless you can show them that it has bottom line consequences. Investing in people and training people is a bottom line figure, not an irrelevance.
Super.